What's going on, guys? It's been a while since I've done any kind of a shop update for you or talked about what's been going on in the shop. So I figured I'd film a quick video for you before I called it a night and let you know a little bit about what's been going on here recently and maybe even talk about a couple of things coming up. So let's jump right into it. The first thing I want to show you guys is that I did finally get around to finishing the install of the linear axis, or sorry, the linear scale for the Z-axis on my milling machine for my Chinese DRO. Originally I'd only done the X and Y axis, as those are probably the most used and most necessary. A lot of guys only even use a 2-axis and do just fine with those, as you're normally not running the knee up and down that much. And for what you do typically have to do with it, usually looking at the dial is good enough, or even using a quill or the readout on it. But nevertheless, I went with a 3-axis just for that little added convenience there. And again, finally got around to getting that put together. I'd initially put it off because it is a little bit more complicated due to the offset and the slight taper or radius of the pedestal there, but really it wasn't that bad. It was just kind of time consuming having to drill and tap a few holes here and there, and then kind of fabricate a bunch of different brackets together to kind of link everything up and make it work. And kind of looking at it now, there's actually probably a couple of better ways I could have done all that without making it look so cobbled together. And maybe I'll get around eventually to kind of cleaning that up, tidying it up a little bit more, but who am I kidding? I'll probably never touch it again. But at any rate, it's done, it works, it's ready to go, and I'm definitely looking forward to being able to use that for future machining projects where I'll have much better precision, efficiency, and accuracy while using that now. So definitely happy about that. I also ended up making little quick and dirty collet holder or collet rack. This was supposed to come with one, but they kind of shorted me on that, which I guess is just as well. It would have probably fallen apart anyway. So made one that's pretty heavy duty out of some scrap I had lying around. I already had a couple pieces of angle on either side welded to it. Added one more piece of angle to mount it to the machine. Used some existing holes that were already drilled and tapped. And got a nice little rack and shelf here for the collets and some other tooling. And if I want to, I could even drill another row of holes or two if I get some more collets or tooling, and have some room for expansion there as well. But definitely got tired of chasing those around the workbench, having to dig through 4 or 5 of them before I found the one I was looking for. This will be much more straightforward, organized, and above all else efficient, which we're always looking to be more efficient out here in the shop as our time is limited, and certainly don't want to spend most of it chasing tools all over the place. Now that being said, I really do need to clean this place up. I'm not even going to show you any more of the bench here, as it's getting kind of ridiculous. Try to kind of grab a tool or two as I walk by, put them away, but you got so much going on here, it just kind of gets ahead of you. So put that back in the tool bag here, which by the way, I don't think I've shown this before. This is kind of a newer tool bag, but this is something I've been kind of working on for a while. It's kind of my go bag for all general maintenance, repair, assembly, disassembly. I try to have a bag where it has just about every hand tool I could ever possibly need for most general maintenance, repair, or assembly tasks. And it actually serves me pretty well. I usually don't have to go anywhere else than to this bag, minus a couple of specialty tools or some power tools from time to time. But if you guys want to see a more detailed or in-depth video of this where I break down what's in there, by all means, leave some comments below, and maybe I'll try to put something together for you guys. Probably be a little bit on the longer side, maybe 20-25 minutes, just due to all the various tools and things that are in there. But I'm pretty happy with the setup there. It's really not that big or that heavy. but it's really got just about all you would need, again, for most repair, maintenance, and otherwise jobs. So if you want to see more about that, let me know. I do plan on probably upgrading that tool bag to a slightly bigger one in the near future, but I think it'd still maybe be an interesting video if you guys want to see it. Just kind of going over all the tools that should probably be in the average tool bag for those of you who, like me, like to do their own repairs and maintenance and whatnot. So just a little side note on that, kind of going along with the update here. I did get the new air compressor all piped in there. I got a new regulator for it, a little bit heavier duty than the first one I bought. So that's all plumbed together and working great now. And I got that all tied into the blast cabinet here, which I've also upgraded with a new blasting gun. Got this off of Amazon for about $20 to $25, give or take. It's made by Campbell Housefield, and just night and day from what comes with this piece of junk. Which, by the way, hindsight being what it is, I probably should have known better in the first place. But you know, for anybody who thinks they're maybe going to save a few dollars like I did when you buy a Harbor Freight cabinet, maybe thinking you can do some work to it, upgrades to it yourself. Take it from me, in my experience, you're really not going to save anything. Not your time, not your money, not your hard work. Just go ahead and buy one that's already better from the get-go. I know there's a couple companies out there, they're maybe twice as expensive as a Harbor Freight, but from what I can tell, they're worth every penny. Barrel Blaster's one of them I've been looking at. I probably should have just gone with it from the get-go. Because after upgrading the lights, the regulators, the guns, you know, the vacuum system there, doing all this different work and reinforcement, sealing, framing, you know, on and on it went. I've probably spent close to twice what I originally had into the thing to begin with, and not to mention just the hours of fooling and farting around with this thing. Take it from me, just spend some money on a good one, even if it's, you know, an extra $100, $200, even $300. You'll probably be better off for it. That said, I am finally at a point where I can actually use this thing, and I'm pretty happy with the results. It is, again, night and day from what it was brand new, especially using that little tiny compressor over there. That's another thing. Having the right size compressor, I mean, it's really not even a question. You just can't do this on a smaller compressor. You can knock a little bit of rust off of something, or, you know, use it for really small stuff if you want to take all day on it. But if you actually want to use this and, you know, get your time and money out of it, you got to have the right compressor and, you know, have it set up correctly. So finally at a spot where I can say that it is halfway usable now, but again, hindsight being what it is, I wish I would have just dropped the extra money, or, you know, waited and saved and got something a little nicer from the get-go. But it is what it is. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot to say. I am still plugging away at the EDC scissors, which was actually the main drive behind all these cabinet upgrades and the new compressor. Getting a nice finish on these scissor parts. So I got all the pivots machined, the stop pins done, the springs done, and now I'm going to be focusing on getting all the individual blades polished up, blasted, sharpened, and then I'll start assembly and then etching, making sheaths, and they'll be pretty well ready to hopefully start selling here pretty soon. It's definitely taken longer and been a lot more work than I thought it would be, but I think it's going to be worth it. So I think that'll be it for the update, guys, on July 3rd, 2016. Happy Independence Day to everybody. Please have a safe 4th of July. I'm sure it'll be the 4th by the time this video uploads. So definitely have a good one. Be safe, be smart, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.